sheeples and my flockles. Did I do that right? How is the flock today? Is the church organ too loud? Or perhaps it is just right. I will tell the organist to shut the... Bit too loud? Okay. Alright. Is this a little bit better? To be fair, I think I put a filter on here. A little bit better? Somewhat better? Alright, organist! Shut the heckle up! Nice. Wait. Today's such a nice day. It is a wonderful day to have your sins cleansed, is it not? Look at the little cathedral windows. And then look at... Oh! Who is this? Is this... Could it be? I believe that this is... You, Novelite. Well, Novelite, welcome to our little chapel. Our chapel in which we will judge some of your sins for a few Sundays. And then we will see whether you deserve forgiveness or not. Now, I do appreciate the... Is it the tithe or the tithes? I do appreciate your donations, for it keeps the church running. I may know how to spell something, but doesn't necessarily mean I know how to pronounce it. So, sinners like Himiko-san, Kaguyan, Chatino, thank you for your little donations to keep our church up and running. Now, I think it's time for you to... Oh, what is this? What is this? Boop. It's time for you to go into the confession booth. I await you, my little dearest Novelite. So off you go. Bum, 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 bum. That's right, that's right. Novelite, are you coming? No? Oh, I hear your little squishiness coming. Perfect, perfect. Okay, I believe that we can now get started. So, our first sinner for today. Who art thou? Why art thou here? Who are you? The first sinner is... Also, forgive my lighting. It seems that I have some eye issues today, but it cannot be helped. The first sinner for today is an anonymous person, of course. Some of you have chosen to remain anonymous with your sins. So, hello, Sister Shiori Novella. I am aware that you do not accept love confessions towards yourself, as you took an oath of dedication to Lord Dimitri Alexandre Bladed. You spelled Bladed wrong, by the way. Or Lord Leon Scott Kennedy, but at least you spelled his name right, I assume. Please forgive me for my ignorance, and do remind me. But I seek your counsel. Not necessarily towards attraction towards you, but maybe general love advice. Yes! I am one who knows the heart to some extent. As Mori had told me, there are 2 aortas at the upper chambers and then 4 ventricles. I must confess that other than having a crush, I am riskless and awkward. I worry that no matter what I do, I may make them have a negative opinion of me, even if we hold similar interest. What tips would you offer to help break the ice, not come off as weird, or find a way to at least have a genuine conversation with a person that I like? Well, I believe that this is a little bit of a finicky situation. You see, the reason I think that is because I do not know the person you like. So it's a little hard to give advice depending on their personality. But I'm going to assume that you are friends with this person. Or actually, to make the battlefield a little equal, by the way, if my advice sucks, it is not my fault. I have simply regurgitated the words spoken to me in my head from the glory above. So, let's assume that this is a person that does not know you like them. And I'm going to assume that they are oblivious simply because that is usually the case for these situations. Unless you're really, really obvious there. But as you said, you are Rizless. So I'm going to assume that they are oblivious. If you are already in the state of being friends with them, I think you just have to go all out on your weirdness, to be honest. If they are a stranger, I'm going to be honest as well. You probably should go all out anyway. The reason being that if they don't accept you going all out, there is no hope, my dude. That is my genuine opinion, as you can tell by the darkness in my eyes. You have to show them how weird you can be because you're gonna be weird eventually. You're gonna make your hobbies known. If they think you're weird because you like doujinshis and smut or whatever the heck you like, I don't know, maybe you like Hello Kitty Island Adventures and you like having Cheeto-infested hands and fingers. They're not gonna accept you later on if they don't know now. That's what I think though, that's what I think. Now, to break the ice... I'll be honest, I'm pretty sure most people are normies. To break the ice, with normies, I think you have to eat with them. You're probably gonna have to invite them for food and hope that they take it. Another thing that could help out, it's gonna suck, but you could probably try having them in a small group scenario and hopefully no one has a crush on them either. I don't know, man. I don't know. You might have to invite them in a group scenario and then, by the way, you should randomize the groups. Assuming you even have a group. Randomize the group so they don't get attached to someone else on the first hangout. However, if they're good bros, they shouldn't be getting attached to this person at all. At least in my opinion. If they're good bros and they know that you like this person, they should not be like gunning for that either. That's why I'm saying you should probably randomize it so they don't stick on to like any one person. Also, you know what? You might as well tell everyone in your group of friends to randomize their names. So they're like, oh, I want to meet John again. Well, too bad, John just died. There's only Sam here. Sam's a real good friend, but John, that's a one-time thing. It's like a limited gacha rule, okay? Limited time banner for your friends. And then, if it becomes serious, then you say, yes, their real name all this time was actually Jojo. Yeah, exactly. But anyway, you just gotta show them how weird you are. I did read a post in which the person... First off, I don't know if he was friends with all these people, they were acquaintances. He asked like 20 people out just to hang out. Not necessarily a dating context or a pretext, just to hang out. So he had 18 rejections. One of them, he doesn't like them as much. One of them worked out. So you're gonna have to just get slapped in the face with potential rejections. I think that is something you're gonna have to deal with. But out of all those things that you hit the bullseye with, even if you miss the mark, one of them will eventually put their face right beneath the mark. Hopefully. So that's what I think. You're gonna have to deal with the rejection. It's gonna suck, yes. But if you really want someone and you like them that much, they may not work out, but the next person might. So let's go! But that is just the opinion of the glory above. Howard, welcome to the flock. Michael, thank you for your church donation. And Ananda, thank you for returning to the chapel 1 month. You stayed up, that's okay. You're forgiven, for I too have screwed up my sleep schedule. But in all fairness, it is the weekend, and anyone who sleeps late in the weekend is forgiven immediately. Exactly. On another note, I've considered joining other chapels before. Of course, I stopped myself. I kept debating on it. And, you do have to take the shot, because if not you, someone else is gonna steal it. So, go for it. Even if it doesn't work out, you tried. I think you'll regret... You're probably gonna regret more of, not trying than trying and knowing how it turned out. Mecca, thank you so much for the chapel donation. You're supposed to be 10% of the value? Wow, you guys have a lot of value then. Thank you so much for your humble donation. This will keep the church running. It will also provide you with donuts after the church meeting. Bucket, Gun, thank you for returning to the chapel. Now the next one, I hope this helped you. You gotta put your weird out there. If you don't, they might not like your weird later, so they better know now. For breaking the ice, food always works. I just want to thank you and the rest of Hololive for giving this novel night a reason to keep going. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. You are forgiven for being so thankful and grateful. Sickening, but you are forgiven. And we appreciate you too. Mystic YBT, thank you so much for the church offerings. And Choker, welcome back to the church. We only have glaze. There's also chocolate, but we only have 2 options because we are poor. As a church usually be. Oh, wrong one, sorry. Sisun. I confess, Shiori and Novella, that I struggle to complete projects once I get less excited about them. I'm about 75% through writing my first novel. Hey, congrats! That's wonderful! And instead of finishing it, I've started a second because I currently don't feel passionate about my first one. I know I will again someday, but I worry about forever switching projects and never finishing anything. I think that is the reality of being a creative brain. And I think that you have... Well, you're already 75% done with your first one. You could be burnt out. And maybe writing the second one helps alleviate the creative pressures of the first one. I think that's okay, but don't start a third project. For the love of God, do not start a third project. What you should do, make a task list. You could have 2 of them, it's okay. I do that too. There's just too many projects, too little time, and not enough views. So make a task list. It could be on Discord, it can be whatever. And simply just write what you think you should do about it. Maybe get to a certain chapter. And just go from there. It's okay if you have struggles with your attention. However, it probably helps having a goal in mind. Maybe in this week you focus on one project and the other, but you're forgiven about this. You're forgiven. Clone yourself. I don't know. I was wondering if there was multiple of me, would I hate myself? I know I always talk about like, oh, you got... Actually, you know what? I think I would forgive myself thinking about it. I think like when it comes to internal monologue, I usually say I hate myself sometimes. But if they were cloned, that would be someone that is physically right in front of me. And I would be a lot more kinder to that version of myself, I would assume. Ray, thank you for 16 months in Laos. Army, thank you so much for returning to the chapel. Yeah, like physically, I think that if you... It's kind of like that movie, I forgot the name of it. Was it Mikey or Mickey? It starts Robert Patterson? I don't know, Patty. If you're physically right in front of yourself, I don't think you would have the ability to say mean things, right? At least I don't think so. I would assume that because they're physically right in front of you and you know how they are as a person, unless you're an absolute piece of crap and you know you're an awful, awful person, I think you would probably be a little bit more kinder to yourself. I forgot to bring my water. Then again, I shouldn't bring water in the confession booth, huh? Right, Jose, thank you so much for the support of the church. You would troll yourself? Oh, Mickey17, okay. Yeah, I think I would be a lot kinder to myself. So, anyway, that was off topic. Write your task list. write it down physically if you want. I'll just have like 2 Discord channels say what you want to accomplish for this week. And that should help you, at least I hope so. And then once you're finished with it, then you can just revise it, improve some stuff. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Holy water? I don't want to do the holy water. I don't trust it. I feel like someone could have like spit in it. Who knows? Now for the next confession. Trying to find a job. Ooh, you are screwed. But you're gonna get the one eventually. Trying to find a job in this economy has been hell for you. Yeah, I figured. I recently moved back in with my parents so I can afford to live on this dime. By the way, to anyone ashamed of living with your parents, it is totally okay. The economy sucks. Everyone who says like, or who judges you for living with your parents, screw them. I'm sorry. This economy is just awful. Excuse me. Also, I think old generations just don't know how hard it is in general. Like, prices are going up, no one wants to hire. They'd rather hire someone who's younger and with less experience, just so they can save money for themselves. I think that you are living smart if you live with your parents and saving money. Completely fine. And then, like, everyone's getting married. They got married at, like, what, age 20 or younger back then? But in this modern society where everyone is kind of superficial and whatnot, don't feel bad. It's just really, really rough in general for everything. Angsty, thank you so much, and Balebird and Pants, I appreciate you. I will look into that in a bit, but let me get to this confession. I have hope for the future, but it's rough right now. I'm glad I have my friends. I'm so glad for you too. Your family and everyone you met in the community, it's genuinely helped me greatly. So you are forgiven. Everyone is struggling. It is super difficult. If you really want to, you're gonna have to deal with a lot of bullcrap, but you could probably try maybe freelancing if you have a skill. Otherwise, I don't know if it's a good recommendation, but I can't think of anything right now. But I see a lot of Uber posts. People can't hire for crap, but they sure like to order food. So if you can deal with really, really awful people, if you have absolutely no hope, and if you have a car, you could try Uber, but bring a friend with you. And be really careful about any scam Ubers. So a job is a job. You could mow lawns. You could draw Valentine's cards. Do whatever you need to do to get by. The DoorDash arc. I see a lot of posts about them. There's like scammer DoorDashers. And then there's just rude customers. So if you're absolutely desperate, you could try that. A job is a job. Worst case scenario, you might have to apply to something like really menial for now until you can get something better. I don't even know. Do you have to care about a 2 weeks notice? I guess if you want a recommendation, then I guess you should care about it. But in the meantime, if it's a menial job, like, I don't know, working at Mickey D's or Wendy's, I don't know if it... Actually, no, for food business, you should probably do it. Just to be kind. Food business sucks. So... at least give a notice. If you get a better job and you're working fast food or some food business, please give them a notice. Food industry is heck. Kuso Slick, thank you so much for the support. You saw that your church was recently adding a recreational room for its employees with a luscious fountain and high-quality appliances. Can we really not get more than glazed donuts? You see, those appliances and the fountain is all for me. As my flock, you guys are sinners, so you only deserve donuts. Now, if you make it to a higher level in our chapel, and that requires a certain amount of attendances, a certain amount of donations, then you can have access to the recreational facilities. However, you have to level up. And then eventually, if you make it to the top level, you might meet aliens. But that, no one has reached that level just yet. I don't think anyone deserves that except me for now. Angsty, you were attending the church meeting for confessions and prayers, as well as donation. Thank you so much. Thank you, Angsty Ellie. I thought you were Angsty Elf, and I am so sorry. But you are an amazing, you would be an amazing elf, I would assume. Nyarkun, welcome back to the chapel. And Otter? Thank you so much for your slaughtered otters on this fine day. Ingram, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the chapel donations. That will be used to fix our restrooms. Right now, we are only using a bucket. Except me. I am using the most wondrous toilet of all. Can you get better donuts now? You know what? For the next Sunday Mass, I will commission donuts just for you. Yes, you will have your donuts. Because that is a funny thing. Also, I really miss donuts. Now on to the next confession. This is not gonna be a short stream at this point. Anyway, I hope you find a job. I'm so glad you have friends and family and a community to help you. It is really hard without a support system. So I'm gonna wish you the best. Don't feel bad about yourself. Everyone's struggling. It is just really, really sucky in general for literally everything. Nick, welcome back to the chapel. Broke off a friendship of around 8 years. I'm so sorry about that. About 2 years ago over a very petty disagreement on my part. I think about reaching out and apologizing every once in a while, but don't feel entitled to necessarily. I don't think it matters if you feel entitled to. So here's my opinion regarding apologies. I think this one is a little like separate situation. Boop. Wanted to change angles. Actually, you know what? Have my hair instead. Yes. Don't worry about that. So, regarding apologies, if you want to apologize, not because it's gonna make yourself feel better, but because you are genuinely sorry, and it seems like you feel like you're a little sorry, like you recognize it is a petty disagreement, I think you should go do it. Even if they don't reply, it's not for your sake of mind. It is supposed to be for the fact that you are genuinely sorry. So even if they don't reply, that is okay. Boop. Yeah, just do it. Just do it. I think that it would mean well. So do it for the sake of it. And if it leads to more, that's good. That's good. I'm glad. I'm glad that it worked out. If it doesn't lead to anything, you tried. And I think just being sorry because you are genuinely very, very apologetic, that means a lot. So go do it. Go do it. Well, I think it's the nature of people to sometimes do things that hurt them, even if they don't mean it. I think it's okay. I think you should forgive yourself. It's okay. It is sad that it broke off, but maybe you can reconnect. If it doesn't work out, life moves on. You know now, and you recognize what happened. And it seems that you seem to carry some guilt around it because you're thinking about it still, and that's how the human mind works. Twanis, thank you so much for the gift, and Jay, thank you so much for the chapel donation. I hope things work out for you. Oh gosh, hold up, I gotta go manually find this. I'll read it out. Dude, this one's a long one. Okay. I must confess, by the way, just to say this. So these were approved by Henmama. So if it was a little bit too yabai, I think he was worried about my whatever innocence I have. So if it's too yabai, he didn't want me feeling bad and getting emotional about things. So there's another batch of these, and we'll be doing more every now and then. They'll be supposedly short streams, but we'll do more of these. Right now we'll have maybe 29. There was one I did go through. Originally I had 115, but I did see one. Someone mentioned that they paired Dimitri with someone else. I'm just gonna let you know now, I burnt that confession to the ground. Just letting you know now, that confession did not make it through. But the fact Henmama allowed it, I think I'm gonna have to punish him later. I'm gonna have to get the sinner paddle out. I'm gonna be like, why did you allow this, Henmama? You didn't allow the hard ones, the bad ones, the ones that would hurt my soul, but you allowed this one? I'm gonna have to spank the sin out of you, Henmama. FL, welcome back. I must confess to you, dear sister Novella, I've been holding back on releasing a personal project to the public for quite some time. Ooh, a part of me thinks it's ready to go. But I also fear that it holds some deep-seated vulnerable moments and emotions and feelings that I'm not sure if I'm ready to let go of and share. And even if I did release it, the very thought of my efforts being cast into the pits of oblivion hurts more. This dilemma, whether it is due to my own stubbornness, insecurity, arrogance, so-called perfectionism, or fear of being perceived despite wanting to be perceived, seems to be something a person of your archival, creative caliber can answer. Oh, wise sister, thank you so much. I am very wise, aren't I? Oh, wise sister, what would you do if you are in my shoes to overcome this paralysis? Let out this project and accept whatever happens, even if something like my confession comes easy to you in your experience. I seek your advice on how to best proceed. I am grateful for this opportunity to confess this off my chest. Alright. Let me, think about this, just a little bit more. Also, looking, what does this do? Whee! Oh. Okay, so, in my opinion, for these things, what you could do, number one, don't let it trace back to your name. For if you are one of the publishers or developers who just put your real name out there, if you're really self-conscious, make like an author name, essentially. Make an author name. So if something bad happens, if the reviews are not so good, or whatever the case, it doesn't trace back to you. Yes, a pen name, exactly. Do a pen name. Secondly, I think, so not everyone starts out perfect. There are some developers that they don't have the perfect history, but they try. And I think that, in my position, it sucks, but you're gonna have to deal with... There are people who are gonna like you. There are people who are gonna like what you do, what you make. They might not like everything about it. Maybe they didn't like a certain gameplay mechanic, or maybe a certain story part, but they gave it a try. And I think that is an experience to just put yourself out there, and you're gonna learn from it. And it might not turn out the way you want it, but hopefully you can learn to just grow with the feedback, and you at least tried putting yourself out there. You will have to steel your heart. I will admit, you are gonna have to steel yourself. That might be hard, depending on the type of person you are, but I think there comes a point in your lifetime where you literally just don't give a crap anymore. If you want to make something, make it for the sake of liking it. You may never receive the recognition you want, or you may receive it, but what matters is that you put yourself out there. You made something out of yourself. With your spare time, you actually did something, and in the process of making it, you probably upped your skills. For example, I didn't actually think anything would come out of my archival skills. I just did it. I didn't think... I thought I was gonna be a freaking pharmacist, my dudes. I thought I was gonna be dispensing you guys drugs. Obviously did not work out. Yeah. So, you're learning something, you're upping your skills in a creative direction, you are developing a talent for something. It is not a waste of time. It is a foundation for your character, in my opinion. So, yeah, do a pen name. And I hope the best for you. I hope that you can decide whether you wish to release it or not. But know that it is not a waste of time. It is your life phase, if that makes sense. You like my nose? Is it too pointy? It's a little too dark, huh? Behemoth! Bunker, thank you so much for the support. And X-Bread. You have an old sin. When you were a little bred dog, you never once bought anything from your original Oshi, and you still regret it to this day. You know, there's probably Etsy stuff, or if you want, you can always commission it yourself. Just as a physical thing, in my opinion. On another note, I also think that... I think it's okay. You can always find ways to directly support them if they are still around somewhere. Yeah. Fan-made merch. So next one. I hope my advice was okay. I kinda yapped a little bit too much. Next one. Okay, let me... Novella, hear me out. In fact, I will hear you out. With a different... angle. I met this girl in 2023, right around the time Hololive Advent debuted. Ooh, fancy. She showed great professionalism and promised to provide engaging content to the masses and bring cheers and smiles in their lives. It was this moment that motivated me to make things happen. All was going well until one day, when she busted out her interest for say-so anime boys like Forbidden Fruit. I wonder who that is. While the professionalism and promise still exists and working together has warped into this great friendship, I am having a hard time keeping up with his conversation sometimes for it's like her mouth is a black box. You have no idea what she will say next on streams. Initially, I seek the arms of a therapist to console the heart, but now I lay in the arms of Lady Alcohol. Not promoting drinking, and I want to confess that it still isn't working. Do I have something positive to look forward to? So, I am aware. So, Henmama did warn me that, like, you better keep an eye, just in case. I feel like this is from Henmama. I think this is from Henmama, guys. So, no way, this can't be Henmama. No way, I bet this is someone posing as Henmama. You know why? Because it's typed out really well. Henmama can't type for crap. There's no way this is Henmama. Come on. No way. Henmama cannot type. Timothy, thank you so much for the gift. This is no way. No way. This is trash. Okay. Well, let's assume that this is not about me. This is not about me. This is no way this is him. No way. If it was him, it would probably be shorter. And wait, actually, there's a way to confirm this. It's not him. Wait, is it? Oh fuck, is it his? Fuck you. I mean, it's not his. Anyway, I believe, random anonymous sinner, I believe that this person, whoever they are, they sound really wonderful. And I think that you should not be drinking as much. You see, this isn't an issue with this person speaking. This is an issue with yourself. And you know why? It is because you have fallen through the cracks. And now you have turned to Lady Alcohol. I believe that you do not have to keep up with a conversation. All you have to do is simply listen and latch on to anything that does seem to make sense to you. And I believe that whoever this person is, they sound like an amazing talent, and you should be grateful. Grateful that they even give you an ounce of attention in the form of working together. Do you have something positive to look forward to? Well, anonymous person, I believe that this person probably at least respects your time in the way of being very professional with keeping up with their task and their homework, and delivering their homework right on time. I think things could have been worse there. I think they could have been the worst person ever to work with. They could be beating you to a pulp right now, but they're not, because they're great and they're a completely wonderful person. So I think this is a you issue. But you are forgiven. You're forgiven because you're seeing therapy, and that's a lot. That's a lot. It is not their fault. It is your fault, but you're forgiven. I think it is from Henma, by the way. You didn't hear the fact that I called him a piece of crap. Anyway, you are forgiven. I'm looking at the screenshots. And, like, you know, they have the screenshot date it was taken, and then underscore. Let's just say it is someone that you know. I guess it is his. Timothy, thank you so much. It's been 20 years since your last confession. However, I try to make it up for by studying the Thible diligently. Thible, is that like a Bible but for thighs? I have no idea, but you are forgiven. I assume that is a Bible for thighs. Iron Castle, thank you so much for the donation as well. Sister Shiori, I have a confession to make. I have been eating bowls of nails for breakfast every single morning, but I shamefully admit that I eat them with milk. Will you ever forgive me? I need to look tough towards others so I can get into the salty spittoon. You are forgiven. It is not a sin, it is your preference. You are forgiven for this. Also, I think there was a SpongeBob episode where Mrs. Puff actually goes to the salty spittoon, which was really cool. I liked it. Confession. Once I said I was going on a diet, and it was true. I mostly kept to it. One day, though, I had a craving for chips. So I took out a bag of chips and munched the whole thing down. My dad saw the chips being gone, and since he knew I was on a diet, immediately blamed my sister for my misdeeds. Please forgive my sins. Oh, great Sister Shiori, praise be a guilty novelite. This is not something that I need to forgive you for. The reason being that you should tell your sister. If you are truly apologetic, if you truly mean what you say, you are sorry for that, I believe you should go to your sister and apologize. I cannot forgive you. This forgiveness comes from her. But remember, the act of forgiveness is simply for your own ego. You need... Apologies work in that you should apologize and don't expect forgiveness. But I think that sometimes people also apologize just to make themselves feel better. Like they did it. But honestly, it's better than nothing. So, sorry to your sister. But that's okay. I don't think it's a big sin. It's not like you killed someone. PG, thank you so much for your tithe. Tithe? Tith? Sorry, how do you say it again? Can someone do like a little pronunciation thing? You confess you occasionally bring a bottle of Bailey's to work to add to your coffee. Is that alcohol? I am the boss though, so I can't get fired. Then you are forgiven. You are the boss, just don't get drunk. Oh shoot, Henma, you're awake? Wait, Henma, why are you awake? What the heck? Oh dang, your sleep is fucked. Anyway, hi Henma. I saw an anonymous confession and it reminded me of you. No way, it was you. You woke up? You woke up for this? What the hell? Really? Also Henmama said, you tossed the Dimitri one? Who's the sinner now? You are! I'm the nut, I can do whatever I want. Anyway. You are forgiven, PG. Extra, thank you for sharing your wisdom. Well, sadly, my Oshi's no longer around anymore. They will always be cherished in your memories. Aww. Sim, they are impossible to find. That's okay. You can always commission stuff of them. It's nice that the memory lingers on. I think that would mean a lot more to them than, like, merch itself. Ash, thank you so much for the donation. You'll pour one out. I think you gotta join Henmama in the confession booth now. Bless me, Sister Shiori, for I have sinned. Did you really wake up for this? You're lying. I have given in to the temptations of gacha. And in my moment of weakness, I spent more than I should have. My savings have vanished, my livelihood slipping through my fingers like sand. I thought the next pull would be the one that would set me free. But now I find myself trapped in a cycle I can't escape. I got what I wanted in the end, but at what cost? Please, Sister Shiori, I seek for your guidance and forgiveness. Please lend me the strength to resist the siren call of the next banner. I see. So, my little gacha addicted novelite, in my opinion, I am assuming that this is real. I cannot tell. I think that you need to time your pity rolls. Assuming the game even has pity rolls. You gotta time it out. Work on grinding for the free stuff. Only spend if you really feel like it or you don't care about losing that much. Some people can afford to lose that much. God knows that some of the others definitely cash in on the gacha, and I was a little surprised at the amount that they spend on in one go. Holy crap. But if you cannot afford to take care of yourself, you should probably just do things on a prepaid card. And put your actual credit card. I don't know how your Google stuff works if you pay with that, or your Apple card. Use a prepaid card and your actual card that you should never touch. Put that under lock and key. Put that through like multiple padlocks and hopefully never lose the key. Know your limits. Maybe you should also do a system where each time you have to buy something, you have to put your password in. And make it a complicated password, but don't lose that password. Make it a complicated password so it becomes more of a pain. So, do take care of yourself. No joke? Dang, Henma, you really like my streams. Look at him! He likes my stream, guys! See? Even though you need therapy and alcohol, you clearly like my content. You're a masochist. Anyway, you're just like the novelites. Oh, Novella. I kneel before you today asking for forgiveness. For the sins I have committed to be severed from this vessel of mine. For the weight of my soul to be lifted. So the demons that cloud my mind and alter my judgment can be put to rest. I kneel before you here and now as a broken man. A man who has strayed from his path, blinded by the temptations. A man who has forgotten his oath. You are very poetic, by the way. And for what he fights for, I wish to be freed from the sin of mine, which I shall now reveal. For I haven't been watching your streams nor VODs for the last 3 months. Oh, Novella, can one truly call themselves a novelite after committing such atrocities? Oh, Novella, I beg for your forgiveness, so I can smile one more. Oh, Novella, bestow upon me a punishment, so I may repent and rid these feelings of pain, guilt, and regret. So when all is done and I am redeemed, I too can call myself a novelite once more. I don't know, novelite. I don't know. You see here? There's a little curiosity I have. You claim to not have watched my VODs or streams for the last 3 months. Unless someone leaked this link and alerted to the fact that I am doing a confession stream that only novel nights can be taken into the confession booth. I think you kept up with me somehow. I think you kept up with me just a little bit, huh? You're either a novel night or you are someone who leaked the link to something. So I think that you have kept up with me to some degree. Your sin is lying, exactly. Look at that. I ain't no detective/criminal for nothing. So, for keeping up with me, in some shape or manner, keeping up with the news, the updates, I forgive you. But not for lying. Misu, thank you so much for the donation to the chapel. Kohaku in general as well. You are forgiven. You can always watch clips. Clips are short. They do not get everything in context, but they sure do the job. They do a job. A job. Witcho, thank you so much for the chapel gifts. What was it? Tithes. Tithes. Tithes? Oh, like Tide Pods. I see. Sister Shiori, today I bring a devious act, most heinous to your attention. Me and my best friend used to hold movie nights every once in a blue moon. And to make it fair, we would alternate the movies we would watch. On this particular night, my movie was shown first, Boondock Saints. Is that the one with the, It's like an American-ish anime, and it was very in the hood? Or is this something else? We were both attentive and interactive. It was a grand time. Next, he threw on Lord of the Rings. The Fellowship of the Ring, one of his favorite movies. I myself have never seen it from the beginning all the way to the end. And upon the movie start, I fell asleep and stayed asleep throughout the entire movie. My friend would never admit it, but I could tell it was quite sad to him. Novella, I know this may pale in comparison to some other sins being brought before you, but sometimes it's a small thing that irritates the mind the most, right? Thank you for hearing this sinner out, Sister Shiori. And then you proceeded to name yourself Kaizen. Oh, it's an action movie. Oh, sorry, wrong Boondocks? Well, at least I know the other Boondocks, right? Sorry, I don't know Boondock Saints then. Kaizen, I think what you could do, rewatch it with your friend if it's your favorite movie, and stay awake. I also think that your friend should have woken you up, to be honest. I think it was probably a little insecure of them to not wake you up. I personally would be like, wake the frick up, you sinner, before I slap the sin out of you, and then proceed to slap the sin out of you anyway so you can watch the movie. I think that you could just reschedule it. Tell your friend, like, sorry, I ended up passing out that one time. Can we watch it again? So, do it and stay up. And tell your friend, if I do fall asleep, please wake me up. Because you guys are friends, you know, you're friends. Things happen. Okay, thank you for the gift. And, Single, thank you for the SC. And Kelvin, welcome, welcome. You broke the toilet door. Well, now everything is out in the open. That just means more bonding at work. Next one. Bless me, Sister Shiori, for I have sinned. I do my very best every day to be civil and kind. As a novelette since the very first day I arrived to Inkwell in late 2024. But even I had confessions to make. Since I graduated from college for digital media design a while ago. Congrats, by the way. I have no luck acquiring a job as of yet despite the many applications and interviews. So I've become not only a bit bitter towards the working field, but also irresponsible with my own money to purchase as many figures of my favorite VTubers in media to help quench my spiraling emotions. Even going so far to pray each day for official Advent Nendoroids to also purchase an add-on to my shelf in the near future. This situation is not as bad yet, but I fear it could be if it continues. I ask not only to be judged as much as possible, wait, you want that? But also some guiding words, if even possible, to motivate me or at least lead me into a better path. Sincerely, a novelette who likes Mahiro-chan a lot. So, anonymous novelette. I believe that you should probably... Well, first off, it's okay that you're not getting a job in the way that it's a hard economy, especially in digital media stuff, I assume. I don't know. You can always go freelancing for a bit. However, I do think that you should probably do a prepaid card as well, or put your account... Actually, this is annoying, but what you could do is lock the card that you use to purchase merch. And you have to manually unlock it each time. That is at least a step towards having to do that each time you want to buy something. But it is a matter of self-discipline and whatnot. Also, you should probably have an account in which you just never touch. Folly, thank you so much for the support towards the church. It's your favorite movie. You didn't watch it for a long time because you thought it was a terrible spin-off of the Boondocks. That's funny. But yeah, you should have things in store to stop yourself, or at least stall your purchasing habits. Also, if you buy on Amazon, never get the Amazon credit card stuff. Because if that is a secondary card you don't pay attention to, things really stock up. They accumulate pretty fast as someone who buys clothes there a lot for my dress. So, by the way, I remember one time I was out and about. Might have been wearing something from like Mario, like maybe a princess outfit. But anyway, I was out and about, and then this girl, she was walking with her mom, and I don't know if it was a girl who said it. I think it was a mom who said it. And she's like, "Oh, look at her! She looks like a princess." And then the other day, I was also walking by, and then I heard it was a passing comment. They didn't say it directly to me, but they said like, "Oh, her dress is so cute." It's like, I felt a little foolish though, cause I was a little self-conscious about my attire, but people think it's cute, so it's like it worked out. Oof, thank you so much for the chapel. You remember your credit card number by heart? Holy crap, you're doomed, my dude. You're doomed. You gotta memorize other numbers and hope it's not your credit card number. Silver, thank you so much for 11 months. And then a princess? Yeah, it depends on the day of the week and my feeling, you know. Bless me, Sister Shiori, for I have sinned. I do my very best every day to be a civil and kind novelette. Oh wait, isn't it the same one? Oh sorry, I'm looking at the wrong one. I got two things here. Sister Shiori, please hear me out. Whenever you make a poll to make a choice in the game, I always vote for the option that goes against your best interests or that will be sure to make you fail in game because it will be freaking hilarious. I also occasionally give purposefully wrong advice in chat for the same reason. Please forgive my sins, Sister Shiori. That's okay, because I think the mods might ban you. I'm kidding! Depending on the game, as long as I say, like, if I say no backseating and someone does backseat or something or get angry, then you'll be banned. But if it's not, you're fine, you're fine. As for the funnier option, it's still the Novelite's majority decision. So I don't think that's something you can control. I know, the mods are so active. This one time, I was lurking. I was doing like thumbnails or something, right? And I had like a different tab on, and then I went to tab into the main chat. And I saw like, ooh, someone got timed out. I think 2 people got timed out. And then I was like, what happened? And he said, oh, there's actually a rule about this. Oh, I was like, oh, okay. Hey, what the heck, Henmama? You're awake. It's like you got called out. Wait, did you backseat? You're not even the one who times out people, Henmama. Are you? Troll, thank you so much for the SC. You have to memorize CCN? What's that? Credit card numbers if you want coveted, like, merch from holo shops? Oh, what? Oh, so you can buy it on time, like, immediately? Oh. I see. I never race for things. I always go for, like, I buy it way later. I guess that makes sense. I don't know the competition for merch like that. Yeah, Henmama does. He has mod perms, yeah. But he has no time for that. That's the S team's job. The volunteer job. However, your church donations does go to them in the way of they will be gifted things like probably what is it? Like digital keys every now and then. Yes. Every now and then. Next one. Hey, you know what? I think S-Team likes my content. They didn't know who the heck I was at the beginning. Right, S-Team? S-Team? Absolve me of my sins, Novella, as I have a confession to make. The very That's just one S-Team responding. Wow, the rest of S-Team hates me. Fired! They're all fired. But anyway, the very confession being that I've been talking to this person who I've mistaken for someone else this entire time, and I have no idea what his name is. Oh, sorry, I didn't show this one. Did I? Oh, I did. We've been hanging out for far too long for me to ask for his name, as I've always been addressing him as bro. What shall I do? Okay, what you should do? Can you get unemployment now? I don't know, it's more like a... Oh, sorry, wrong button. S-Team, copy and paste my reference, please, that I put up there before your feedback. What is it? I'll just do this one. That one? Nah, have my back. Have some back, bros. There you go. Thank you. I prepared shortcuts for this. I even prepared like the intro on like what buttons I was supposed to press at first. I hope I showed everything. I have no idea. I think I did. Okay. So what you should do, in my opinion, have them write their name on a piece of paper and say like, hey, you want to try out this reading the writing sort of website. And it's supposed to read how you write and guess your personality off of that. Do that. It makes you feel better. Well, I was a lot less obvious with it, but there's this one girl. She was like, "Hey, it's Shiori," and I said, "Hey, you." No idea what her name was, but it don't matter. She was just an acquaintance anyway. But yeah, in this case, you guys actually hang out. Have them write their name on your phone, and hopefully they actually know how to write. Hopefully they don't have crappy handwriting and you can actually read it. More embarrassing than anything. But way back when I was young, I tried to listen to music on the school PC. This was before wireless headphones. so I had to wire them to the PC. Unknown to me, I did not plug the headphones all the way in. So, thinking the sound was low, I turned up the volume. It was playing through the speakers. Now, what was I listening at this age? A Vocaloid song, completely in Japanese. I learned to always double-check cables. Honestly, I think this was fine. I was waiting in the halls for my class or something. And there was this person with headphones on, super loud still. He was playing World Is Mine from like a Vocaloid thing. And depending on your generation, I guess. I think back then, weeb culture was not that well known or not as accepted. But when I heard it, I was like, oh, they're a Vocaloid fan. I was happy personally. I don't think it's as closeted now, is it? Like, I didn't know any people who knew like some weeb stuff. Then again, I only had like nerd friends who were into like nerdy stuff. Actually, no, they did like anime. I just didn't care to know. Okay, never mind. That's my fault. They never talk Vocaloid though. They just like specific anime. They like Gundam, and I don't mind that, but it's not my genre. So that's probably why I never talked about Vocaloid with them. Martin, thank you so much for the SC and rules. Welcome, Sinner. Thank you so much for helping out with the chapel. Yeah, I think people back then were a lot more self-conscious. I heard that people used to get bullied about it, so they just didn't show it. Their interest in things. But now you see anime merch everywhere. It's even in GameStop and whatnot. So, a lot more acceptable now. It's kind of interesting, honestly. Same with video games, if you really think about it. Same with video games. Because I think back then people were like, oh, this is the devil's thing. Oh, GTA had a coffee thing. So, but now it's a lot more accepted. No one cares. It's not the big bad anymore. The big bad, of course, I think this is also dependent on like how you use it. The big bad right now is probably like AI in general. Because some people abuse it. Next one. By the way, I'm pretty sure we're screwed. If you're using it for school, you are everyone is screwed. Everyone's so screwed if you're using it for school. You can use it to help you like analyze things if you want, or like revise your stuff if you want. But don't use it to write your stupid paper. What's wrong with you? Are you stupid? No offense to anyone doing this. You are just so screwed. It should be a tool, not as your fallback thing. Don't fall back on it. Have it as more of a like a check. Don't have it write your paper. You're not learning anything. But that's my opinion. Laos, thank you for the SC. Sister Shiori, praise be. Guests at my workplace believe I have a human child. Oh, how cute. But alas, my child is a cat. I say that with my cats too. They give me extra tip for money for my child. Despite my cat not needing money, but I dare not correct them. I do use my money for my cat, so surely this isn't that grave of a sin, praise be. Look, unless they ask for pics of your child, you don't need to talk about it, in my opinion. Yeah, it's... And then when, yeah, just don't talk about it, unless they specifically ask. You grade so many papers, oh god, how do you tell it? I mean, there's the things like, is this written by AI stuff? Like, that works. Martin, I don't know what you're about to do, but you better be careful. Thank you for the SC. How would you... There's, like, the generators to see if it's made by AI. But then, like, there's also an issue where... Like how would you know exactly? It does... If it doesn't, though? You know how your students write? See, I think this is where... Oh, no, it doesn't work for research papers. Like, I used to do research papers all the time, right? APA format, blah blah blah. Naturally, when you do research papers, you have a very formal way of speaking, which pretty much shows in my writing too. Unless I start geeking out about anime boys. But like, for school, if everyone sounds the same, if everyone sounds so formal and robotic, and it's maybe like an English paper writing about a book, then yeah, they're probably using AI. It's APA tuned? Oh, really? You have a tendency to talk in loops. No, I don't know if ChatGPT has a notation or a crediting thing. Reason being that... Oh man, do you remember like APA formats and MLA generators actually? I don't think you should be using ChatGPT as your source material. Same with Wikipedia, do not use that. I personally think you should find an actual research paper. Use the research paper, look into it, write your freaking thing, and then once you're done, for the love of God, just fine-tune it with ChatGPT if you want, but don't let it write for you. Yeah, I know the generators are so good. They saved my life too. Martin, thank you so much for the gifts. I appreciate the church donation. Drawsunny, welcome, and Akamitsu, thank you for the SC. Oh, sorry, confessions? Oh, sorry. What was the thing again? Oh, your cats. That's okay. Just don't tell them the truth unless they ask. Unless they ask. I also have a habit of calling my cats my children. I usually go like, what are you doing, my child? Stop that! The things I do for you and this is the things I get? You should have a job. That's how I talk to my cats. I think Henmama wants to sleep. Dear Shiori and Novella, I had to confess that I moved to Ohio to max out my Riz and Yat in order to become a Skibbity Sigma. It went terrible and I got negative aura now. Will you forgive this lost soul so I can get my aura back? What? No. Sorry. If you talk like that, you immediately have no Riz. Was that so rude? I'm so sorry. I apologize. I mean... you're so funny. You'll have aura once you learn how to talk like a normal person. Sister Shiori, I've come to confess that your fascination of the wild boar Dietary is both foolish and in vain. There's no way a mere archiver can tame a ruthless and bloodthirsty beast, such as him with a feeble quill and scissors. Only those who have stepped foot in the field of battle and watched that monster slaughter countless soldiers gleefully can keep that boar prince in check. The sole person who can stop Dietary from descending into utter savagery is his right-hand man, Felix of House Frolidarius. He alone has stayed at pace with a wild boar's fierce and violent tempo, their steamy sweat dripping with each exchange of blows, panting, and grunts filling the training room. Felix carrying an exhausted Dietary to his bedchambers, to my bedchambers, after a relentless sparring session. I hope my confession rings true to you. Sincerely, F of the Azure Moon. Why Ohio? I don't know. Well, my sinner, I believe this confession goes into the fiery pits of the heck. I believe this is completely unnecessary. In fact, where is my fire? I don't think I have fire anymore, do I? I do not think I have the fire. But however, I think that Felix is too much of a tsundere and he's mine because I said so. Next! Let's see. Do I really have no fire on? I guess I got rid of it. Oh, I guess I did. I have too much stuff here. I have water. That's for my thirst. Forgive me, for I have sinned. As a kid, me and my little brother loved eating Lucky Charms, especially the marshmallows. One night, I woke up and started craving something sweet, so I went into the kitchen to grab the Lucky Charms atop the refrigerator, and slowly but surely ate all the marshmallows. I put the box back and went back to bed, only to wake up to the sound of my little brother crying to our mom that the marshmallows from the cereal were gone. We both went to school, and he was still sad. When we got back home at the end of the day, I wanted to tell him I ate them all, but I didn't have the courage at the time to say it because I felt so guilty. He still does not know I had done this to this very day, so please forgive me. So first off, I assume this was way in the past. Secondly, if you are really, really wanting forgiveness, you know you can buy dehydrated marshmallows. Like just the pack by itself. There are a lot of calories though, because it's just plain sugar. Why don't you just buy 2 of those? you don't need to buy anything Lucky Charms again if you really just want the marshmallows. You can get that on Amazon. Yeah, just get him a new box. One for yourself and him, and then tell him, that was me. Show him your confession. Maybe remove the Shiori part if you don't want to be called out for that. And that's it. It's like, hey man, this has stuck with me for years now. I'm sorry, bro. Here you go. So just do that. It's okay, you're forgiven. But not by me, it should be by your brother. And I'm sure he would forgive you. It's not like you stole his girlfriend or something. Or his boyfriend. God forbid. Pants, thank you so much for your tithe. Somewhere in the near future, doctor, my arm has been feeling tingling the past few days. Oh, you randomly got headaches? Oh! Actually, interestingly enough, also that sucks to be like... But it happens, that is how doctors work. Interestingly enough, ChatGPT or like AI in general helps as a secondary check for issues, I think. Or some sort of you give all the symptoms and more details. Don't let it be your first choice though. Like have some backup, for crying out loud. You don't want to diagnose yourself with something that's not right. To be fair, doctors also diagnose things with like a medical online encyclopedia anyway. From what I've noticed. They just put the symptoms in and then bam, that's there. Yeah, it's a shortcut to sources, but don't let it be like your only source. Yeah, WebMD exactly. So go to a doctor first. They'll give you something. If you for some reason don't believe them, because sometimes doctors are wrong. You can have a second doctor opinion, get charged another $500 and then ChatGPT it. I don't know, check it out, yeah. I thought the DSM-V was mostly for psychiatry and psychology. I don't think it's related to health stuff though. For that, never diagnose yourself. This was the thing, right? Yes. Actually, I don't give you any advice. Don't listen to whatever advice I give you. It is not a professional advice. I hereby state my truth. Do not listen to me. Yes, unless it's related to certain things, but I am not a professional. Don't listen to me. Yeah, there you go. Oh, dear sister, no wonder you're awake for this, Henmama. Oh, dear sister Shiori, forgive me. Because of my time zone, I can never catch your streams and usually listen to your VODs during my workouts. At this point, I can no longer see you as anything besides a gym partner. So I want to apologize for missing our last 35 leg days. I promise I'll be there next time. I won't. Can you please organize a tournament to pick the strongest novel night? Let's see. You listen to the VODs? If you missed out on 35 leg days, does that mean that you weren't there for 35 days? I'm not entirely sure. But you have VODs. That makes no sense. Let's see. But yeah. A little bit confused there. Okay, well, regarding the tournament, I would have to think about that, on how you would be able to do that. Is Sin? Oh, it's a workout day? Oh, each week. Okay, not like consecutively. You're listening to VODs. That's okay. Like, come on. Realistically speaking, I think, like personally, I only have the attention span of 2 to 3 hours for certain things. For like a VOD or a stream, I don't even have much of an attention span. I actually like being able to scrub through the thing. I like being able to scrub through stuff. So, you're forgiven, that's okay. I appreciate you listening to the VODs. You don't have to be there at the time of. Like, you guys got lives. I'm not gonna expect everyone to be around for X years, to be honest. You guys have lives. Your life be moving on. You got things to do. For some of you, anyway. Tassimo, welcome to the chapel. It's the next one. And let's change angles. What is this one again? Oh, sorry, wrong one. The real sin is missing leg day. Oh gosh, I had too much angles. You know, I only have leg day. I actually have no arm day. I once got the chance to meet someone I professionally respected at the town fair when I was young. I was excited and cordial. He towered over me and was very polite. Later, when sitting on the curb, I idly scratched my head and noticed some serious flakage. Turns out I hadn't fully washed the shampoo out of my hair that morning, and so when he looked down to talk to me, he saw a huge dry spot of shampoo on my scalp. Please, Sister Novella, cleanse me of my cringe. So, if it makes you feel better, you were young. And, I'm sure that thought he noticed it. And that probably went out of his mind years later. He's not gonna remember what you look like, I think. I'm sorry that happened. But it's okay. We've all done embarrassing things in our lifetime. So, it's okay, it's okay. And you've changed since then. I am aware it is embarrassing still, probably. But don't worry. It was in the past now. It is not cringe. It was a life experience. Dearest Sister Shiori, I has come to confess mine own most wondrous sins to thy most kind invitation. I'm gonna translate this for you. You see, on the morning of October the 18th of last year, I had accidentally put a singular fork in the spoon section of my own silverware drawer. At the time, I was not unknown of how grand a crime was to commit such a vile act. My own parents did teach me better than this. I require absolution. Show it mercy. I wish it only to become a better person. Alas, as I write this plea to thee, I don't know why I'm so good at reading this. I can feel with my own hand, your own right hand, that hunger with the foul thoughts of further utensil of discombobulation. Pray thee, free me of this horrible darkness which threatens to beshrew me. Okay, I have OCD with this stuff. You're not forgiven. However, you know what? I'm going to assume you live alone. I'm going to assume you live alone, and that if that is the case, you're forgiven for yourself. However, if you don't live alone, maybe you live with your parents, family, I don't know, roommate, partner, whatever. If you do this and they have an issue with it, I think you would have to take it up with them and change your ways. Personally, like, even though, like, in my situation, I get really, really annoyed with things not being in the right sections. Like, it don't matter. It don't matter. I have to put I have some sort of OCD, honestly. I can't stand it. I am like an organization freak to some extent. I don't think I'm actually a cleanliness freak. Otherwise, I'd be like, wiping and dusting things off. I really should dedicate a cleaning day. I might just hire someone at this point. But, organization-wise, I am a freak about it. And I like to clean my kitchen, so. You know, you can do a deep cleansing for, like, house stuff, interestingly enough. You can have professionals. It's really cool. It's really expensive, though. I used to continuously brag about winning first place in the science fair and even used it for applications. I was the only one in that category. That's okay. You won it still. You won it. It don't matter. Be proud. Disjunction. Laos, thank you so for the support. I saw your post inviting us to confess our troubles and sins, and so I got to thinking. I think that I thunk and I couldn't come up with anything. Then I thought some more, and a thought occurred to me. What if I'm a bad person, incapable of remorse? Am I perhaps a villain of sorts? Nice rhyming. Do I truly have no regrets? Certainty is certainly the mother of fools, and of this I am certain no man is perfect. So my request to you, Miss Novella, is this. Can a fool be forgiven when he knows not what wrongs he has done? Will you forgive my sins, Miss Novella, as unknowable as they may be, one of your most foolish novel nights? So forgiveness is a two-way thing. You are the forgiver, depending on what you've done and how you feel about things. And if you've wronged someone, even if you don't know what you've done, if you have actually wronged someone, they're gonna feel very strongly about you. And they would be the other party that forgives. So, it is not up to me to forgive you in this case. It is up to those around you. I think that if people that you have actually directly harmed, though, within like recently, I'm not gonna count anything way in the past because that's the past. And I think we constantly die in a way. Like, our past selves sometimes they die. And whatever our current selves is, that's what matters. So if you recently hurt someone, you would probably know if they make themselves known. I think. Cold and bloody. Happy 14 months. Oh, there, it's okay. So in this case, not up to me to forgive. And let's see. Let us go back here. Dear sister, I have gravely sinned. The blonde allegation set against you is my doing. I have spread the word to many novelists throughout the lands of Eden Eternal, Payday 2, The Forgotten Paper Mario, and pre-chat. Under my instructions, they were told to send these photos of blonde anime boys to your church. I have also partaken in creating multiple illustrations depicting you and certain working together. Have you? From now on, I will instruct to all novelists to see such actions. No more will we plague you with these pictures of pretty blonde anime boys giving you head pats or spoiling you. As a woman of a faith, I should have known that you would never ask for such distasteful things to be presented to you. You've made your stance clear that you find the sight of blonde anime boys repugnant and incorrigible. Forgive me, Sister Shiori. I will accept any punishment bestowed upon me as penance for my grievous sins. So I believe if you truly want forgiveness, if you truly want your sin to be waved off just like that, you must punish yourself more by providing more pictures of the Boar King and Shiori Novella together. Because, yeah, it is not the punishment that you seek from me. You seek any punishment, is that correct? I believe you should continue your actions. To remind yourself that this is your sin and your sin alone. And only then will you be forgiven. You're only forgiven then by punishing yourself more, yes. Tana, thank you for the SC. You have done the same thing? I mean, that depends on the extremity of things. It's not my place to judge. I mean, like, if it's related to murder, my bro, you need help. But anyway, yay! Let's go to the next one. Forgive me, Sister Novella, for I have sinned. My last confession was 7 years ago. I was up late reading AO3 Yaoi despite having an important work meeting. You are forgiven because you are learning love, generosity, affection, and I assume that you still were able to keep up with a work meeting. So you are forgiven. Remy, thank you for the SC. Forgive me, Sister Shiori, for I listen to your cover of Booty Shorts at least twice a day. Really? You like it? Well, I appreciate it. I'm glad you like it. You are forgiven. The booty forgives. Forgive me, Sister Novella, for I have sinned. When I was in high school, my best friend told me that he's feeling a sort of attraction to this girl. It was something like a budding crush, and they have a sort of rival banter relationship. That girl was my classmate, and we were acquainted at that time. Despite my friend telling me to keep it a secret, I told her anyway to see what her reaction would be, and she laughed. I have betrayed my best friend and broke the bro code. We are still friends today, but he never knew that I told her. Please forgive my sin of betrayal. Well, since you have made no mention of the girl with your friend, I think that you can be forgiven because nothing happened anyway. Not that that's a bad issue. Nothing happened. If they got together, that's great. If they didn't get together, it still don't matter. She did not act on your friend's crush, so clearly it was not reciprocated. So even though you broke the bro code, nothing happened. There was no repercussions. Nothing happened. So it is okay. Also, I think I did that like... I think my cousin had a crush on some girl. I think I did that too. When I was little, I told the girl... I think she was the right girl. I don't even know. But it's okay. Nothing happened either. You obviously married someone else. Sister Shiori, there is something weighing heavily on my mind that I must confess to. One day at school, there was a student carrying books in both hands, balancing their empty lunch tray and other trash on top of them. As I approach him, a piece of trash falls to the ground. I instinctively begin reaching for it, then pause. I would normally, of course, pick up the item because someone dropped it and hand it back to them, but this was trash. Do I pick it up and just trash? Put trash on top of their books? Maybe he was just gonna leave it there and walk away. Do I offer to go and throw it away for him? But what if they don't actually want it thrown away? But what if it's not trash? I freeze, unsure of what to do, then just silently and awkwardly walk away. As the student shouts a sarcastic "thank you" as he picks up the trash on his own. Forgive me, it's been 10 years, and I still think about this interaction often to this day. This kind of happened to me the other day, but actually, like, I only paused because she was already closer and on the move. It's okay. It was a test and you failed. That is true. Yes, you failed. But you tried, and they clearly noticed. I think that... How do you know it was sarcastic? Are you sure it was sarcasm? Who knows? Maybe they were genuine about it. Perhaps they were actually truthful. Maybe it was not sarcasm. Yeah. It was an attempt. But I think the fact that you walked away was more of the telling. It's okay to hesitate and just stand there. And if they were in the midst of already fetching it themselves and they were a lot closer to the ground, I think that would have been okay. But you walked away. However, it's been 10 years. It's been 10 years. You should forgive yourself. An attempt was made, exactly. For me... this woman, she dropped, like, I think the kid dropped something and I was about to fetch it, but, like, she instantly, like, got to the ground and she was a lot closer than I. So, she said thank you to me, too. It's like, oh, thank you. And that was it. You know, end of interaction. I walked away. I would have helped her, but she was a lot closer. And I clearly made the effort. But I was instinctive about it. So, it's okay. They're there. Now, I believe that was all for the confessions for today. I believe there are more confessions. Last time I checked, there were 115. I'll let Henmama sort that out. I will let the others sort that out for the next time. I will let you know when the next time shall be. But this is it for your church meeting today. We currently cannot afford donuts, so there are no donuts. However, next time, I will be sure to provide donuts with the tithes that you have graciously provided. I hope you enjoyed our little confessional stream. I have seen your sins. I have given some poor advice. Do not follow any medical related advice. As for finance stuff, I didn't see any warnings regarding that, so you should probably learn to control yourself. I think I'm good on that end. So I appreciate you, and I hope that you will not. Well, I guess you'll sin this week. I'll see you for your next confessional. Until then, Shiori. That's you, you little sinner. That's you.